title for this video is The Philosophy of Life, and my blurb goes like this. The Philosophy of Life is the title of Chapter 18 in Book 5 of the Anastasia series. That's this book right here. Whoops, I'm holding it the wrong way. I don't want it the back of it, I want the front of it. Of the Anastasia series, 9 books by Vladimir Megre. The title of the book is Who Are We? In my rereading, this strikes me as one of the most important chapters. Why? It records a conversation between Vladimir and Nikolai Fiodorovich, with the latter's housekeeper, Galina, butting in from time to time. She was the one who came in contact with the books and introduced them to her boss, who taught philosophy at a prestigious university in Moscow. His sons held prestigious positions in the Russian hierarchy. In this video, I hope to convey some of what I felt as I read this part of the story. Indeed, when I heard this professor, 70 in his 70s, who was put in this beautiful home by his sons, who visited him once a year, at least prior to the writing of this chapter, or this chapter being recorded. He had a housekeeper who provided, everything was provided for him on the outskirts of Moscow, in this beautiful home that they had made for him, had built for him. And he was reading his books and stuff like that till he came across Anastasia. And reading those books changed his life. And I'm going to actually take a little bit of time and read what he is saying to Vladimir and what was recorded in this chapter. And this is from page 155. And it says, Nikolai spoke fervently, passionately. Do you know, Vladimir, what marvelous times are coming upon our earth? I don't want to die. I want to live on this kind of earth. I read the letters with all those obscenities directed at Anastasia. Thank you for passing them along to me. In many respects, it was a real eye-opener. They call Anastasia a taiga recluse, an enchantress, a sorceress, whereas in fact she is a warrior par excellence. Indeed, just think about it. Anastasia is a warrior par excellence for the forces of light. Her significance and greatness are something that will be appreciated by future generations. The human consciousness, mind, and feelings expressed in the sagas, folk tales, legends that have been passed down to us were incapable of ever imagining the greatness of this warrior. Only please don't be surprised, Vladimir. Don't get touchy as you usually do about Anastasia. Yes, she is man. She is a woman endowed with all, and I mean all, of the human nature, with all the feminine weaknesses and virtues, designed to be a mother, but at the same time, she is also a great warrior, right this moment. I shall try to express myself not quite so obtrusively. It all comes down to the philosophical concept. You see, Vladimir, on the shelves of my study, there are a great many books. These are philosophical works of thinkers of different times and from different parts of the globe. Pointing to his bookshelves, Nikolai listed them off one by one. I'm not going to read that paragraph. Great thinkers, he continued, have attempted, each in their own ways, to get closer to the concept of the absolute. Their philosophical concepts gave rise to religion-like philosophical tendencies, which in turn passed into history, eventually having defied all the timid counter-attempts. The dominant concept of our lifetime has turned out to be, to put it concisely, the concept of subjugation to some kind of supreme mind. Its precise location is unimportant, be it in the infinite spaces of the universe or localized in the essence of a particular human soul. Much more important is the fact that the concept of subjection or inclination dominates over everything else. After that comes the particulars: subjection to a teacher, a mentor, or a ritual. Are we going to get out of being subjected to some external force, or are we going to become the people that we were created to be by the Creator at the very beginning of time? There are many more things in this chapter that I could read, but I don't want to spend a whole lot of time just reading what's been written there. The books are available. There's been over 10 million of them sold in Russian alone, plus they've been translated into 20 different languages and are being read around the world. Over 1 million copies in foreign languages have been sold as of this writing, and this writing again is 10 years ago. So it's probably changed since then. I would think that the statistics spoke of what it was in 2005, not 2015, and it's actually toward the end of 2015. I encourage people that are open-minded to read Anastasia, the series. Some parts of it are not as exciting as other parts. Some parts are not very well written, especially in the beginning, although the translators, I'm sure, made a lot of effort to fix a lot of things. I've noticed some errors even in the printing that they apparently overlooked. But they're worth reading because they are life-changing material. It is life-changing material. If there was any book that I would recommend for the 21st century human beings, it would be this series of 9 books by Vladimir Megre, and especially paying attention to Anastasia. Now, it struck me that he, in 2015, is still out talking about how it affected and how it changed his life. He was probably old enough to be her father, and he had a daughter probably her age, actually Anastasia's age. But what he has given us is a tremendous gift. What she has given us is even a more tremendous gift. The fact that she spent so much time talking with him and explaining to him what she was trying to get across to humanity, how we've been lied to, how we've been deceived at every level. And this philosophy professor at a Moscow university, he got it right on. I mean, he caught the grasp of what was really important, and it's transforming his life. He wants to live and not die. He's not preparing for death. He's preparing for new life. He's exercising. He's building his body back up, just like I built my body back up, because my time isn't up and his time, when this was written, is not up. And again, it's the translation, actually, that's 10 years old. The book in Russian was even written before that. It was the English translation that came out 2005. So anyway, I encourage people to get a hold of these books and read them. They are transformative in nature. And this particular chapter just touched me. I mean, I read and reread some of the things that he was saying, and with tears welling up in my eyes. And I actually was reading before I went to, it's time to stop already. I'm not going to go into that. That's another whole subject. I do thank you for listening, and namaste.